Employing people. Brought to you by Google's Bookkeepers. If you enjoy the channel, please do subscribe, like and share. I'm often asked the question, I'm thinking of employing staff. How do I go about it? Let me just make this video to just give you an overview. When you're an employer, there's lots of admin, but it's all very manageable. Let me break it down for you. As an employer, your job is to run a payroll. You deduct tax and NI, possibly student loans, from the employee. If you use a payroll software, it will tell you exactly how much to deduct. In addition, the cost that one must always bear in mind is that there is a thing called employer's NI, roughly 12.8%, and that is a real true cost to the business. So over a certain threshold, employers pay national insurance as well as employees pay national insurance. But the employees' national insurance comes from their payroll. Employers' national insurance is a cost for the business. And then if the staff member is, qualified is not quite the right word, but is entitled, let's say, then there is a pension that you have to provide as an employer by law. Staff don't have to opt into it. They're allowed to opt out, but if they are an eligible staff member, a pension option has to be available to them. Staff pay in 5%, that's their cost. You as an employer have to pay in 3%. Again, another cost of doing business. So you can see 12.8 plus 3 is almost 16% potential cost of employing people. So in addition to the wages that you're paying, do bear in mind this cost as well. The process. So you contact HMRC online, register with them and say, hi, I want to be an employer. They'll say, fine, no problem. They'll give you an employer's reference number and you're good to go. Once you've got your reference number, you're officially an employer, and then you have a duty, an obligation to meet the statutory requirement, which is to submit a monthly payroll submission to them. There's a deadline on this. It's got to be by the 5th of each month. It's called the real-time information. It's a thing that the government have worked on and have perfected, I would say. So say you're running payroll and everyone gets paid on the 30th, you've got until the 5th of each month to just submit the details, and that the details will be the employee's name, the deductions, how much they've been paid. But it's not an individual type thing. Your software will connect to the government gateway software and just push through all the information it needs. There are penalties, or there can be penalties, if you are late with paying over the tax and NI and student loan contributions that you've deducted from the employee. So you've got to be, on top of your administration, and generally they need to receive their payment by the 19th, if paying by cheque, or the 22nd if paying electronically. So you deduct the staff and national insurance, you deduct the tax and national insurance from the staff, you pay that over to the HMRC. Again, a little bit like VAT, you become a collector of taxes for the government. If you run a very small payroll, and I believe the threshold is £1,500, if your total monthly tax and NI is less than 1,500, then you can opt or elect to pay this amount quarterly. So you don't have to pay it by the 19th or the 22nd if it's electronically. You can every month, you can opt to pay every 3 months. Now, when running the payroll, biggest tip I'd say is get software. I mean, back in the day, I did it manually. That's how I initially learned, like 25 odd years ago. But nowadays, much easier, much easier. If only you really understood how much easier it is now, especially now that a lot of account software actually offer you a payroll option within your account software. So for example, if you're already using Xero, just use Xero Payroll. If you're already using QuickBooks, just use QuickBooks Payroll, just to have the add-on. QuickBooks in particular, for example, there's an amount of, I think it is at the time of recording, it's £4 a month to have the additional payroll option, and then a cost of £1 per employee per month. I think with Xero, I want to say it's £5 a month plus £1 per employee per month, but just check their websites to see what their latest price is. If you prefer, maybe you're using a software that doesn't have a payroll add-on option, you can use a standalone software such as BrightPay. I do like BrightPay, I think they're very good. And then in addition to that, there are other options that can help you to manage staff, because depending on the kind of business you're in, let's say you are a recruitment agency, for example, you've got a lot of people with timesheets and stuff. These days timesheets can be done electronically, and there are apps that you can have whereby people can do their timesheets electronically. It can record time, so you're not having to remember how much time you spent on a job and stuff like that. So there are tools, basically, I'm saying, tools that are out there that can help you and the staff, your employees, to make the process more efficient when it comes to running the payroll. And then, I mean, you don't have to do everything yourself. There is always the option you can outsource the payroll function to a payroll bureau, or indeed to your accountant. Many bookkeepers nowadays have got that as an additional task added on to their job. You know, every month they will run the payroll. Any other questions about payroll, anything else, do drop us a line, admin@booglesltd.com. Subscribe, like and share the channel if you have found this information useful.